What is up, class? Welcome back. Today we are doing a deep dive into arguably the most famous character in the Bible. Other than Jesus, we are talking about King David. Now, you probably know the Sunday school version. Little guy, big rock, dead giant. Boom. End of story. But guys, that is just the trailer. The full movie of David's life is wild. It's a mix of an underdog sports movie, a political thriller like Mission Impossible and a tragic drama. David is messy, he's complicated, he's a warrior, but he writes poetry. He's a hero, but he makes some massive mistakes. Before we start, let's test your prior knowledge. I'm gonna give you 3 seconds. Question: before David was a king, what was his job? He was a shepherd. He looked after sheep. Keep that in mind, because it's important later. So, the story starts with the prophet Samuel. God tells Samuel, go to the house of a guy named Jesse. One of his sons is going to be the next king. Samuel shows up, and Jesse brings out his sons. These guys are the varsity football team, tall, strong, good-looking. Samuel sees the oldest, Eliab, and thinks, this has gotta be him. Look at those biceps, but God says, nope. He goes through all 7 sons. God rejects all of them. Samuel is confused. He asks, Jesse, do you have any other kids? Jesse is like, well, there's the youngest, David, but he's out watching the sheep. This is like the NBA draft. Everyone is looking at the college superstars, and God picks the kid playing basketball in his driveway who isn't even on a team. David walks in. He's young. He smells like sheep. But God drops one of the most famous quotes in the Bible right here. The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. Let's lock that in. Question: according to that verse, what does the world look at, and what does God look at? The world looks at the outward appearance, your clothes, your height, your followers. God looks at the heart. Fast forward, Israel is at war with the Philistines. The Philistines send out their champion, Goliath. This guy is over 9 feet tall. His armor weighs more than you do. He stands there for 40 days trash-talking Israel. Send someone to fight me. If I win, you become our slaves. The entire Israelite army, including King Saul, is terrified. They are shaking in their boots. David shows up just to bring his brothers some lunch, literally. He was delivering cheese. He hears Goliath and goes, who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God? David volunteers. King Saul tries to give David his royal armor, but it's too big. It's like wearing your dad's suit to prom. David takes it off. He grabs his staff, his sling, and picks up 5 smooth stones from a stream. Goliath laughs at him. Am I a dog, that you come at me with sticks? But David shouts back with the ultimate flex, you come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty. Physics check. Question: where did the stone hit Goliath? Right in the forehead. The giant falls face down. David didn't have a sword, so he takes Goliath's own sword and finishes the job. The underdog wins. The crowd goes wild. You'd think David would live happily ever after, right? Wrong. David becomes famous. A song goes viral in Israel. Saul has slain his thousands, and David his tens of thousands. King Saul gets jealous, like toxic jealous. He starts hunting David down to kill him, so David, the guy who killed Goliath, is now homeless. He's living in caves. He's running for his life in the desert. This goes on for years. One day, Saul goes into a cave to use the bathroom. Yes, that's in the Bible. David and his men are hiding in that exact cave. David's men whisper, this is it, kill him, take the throne. David creeps up, pulls out his knife, and cuts off a corner of Saul's robe. He refuses to kill him. He shouts to Saul later, look, I could have killed you, but I didn't. This is a character test. Question: why did David refuse to kill Saul, even though Saul was trying to kill him? Because Saul was God's anointed king. David respected the position, even if the man in it was acting crazy. He decided to wait for God's timing instead of forcing his way to the top. Eventually, Saul dies in battle. David becomes king. He unites the tribes. He captures Jerusalem. He is at the top of the world. But here comes the plot twist, the tragedy. It's spring. when kings usually go off to war. But David, he decides to stay home and chill in the palace. He gets lazy. From his rooftop, he sees a woman named Bathsheba bathing. She's beautiful. He wants her. There's one problem. She's married to one of David's best soldiers, Uriah. David doesn't care. He sleeps with her. She gets pregnant. Panic mode. David tries to cover it up. When he can't cover it up, he does something unthinkable. He orders the general to put Uriah on the front lines of the battle and pull back so he gets killed. David commits murder to cover up his sin. The prophet Nathan comes to David. He tells him a story about a rich man who stole a poor man's only lamb. David gets angry and says that rich man deserves to die. Nathan looks David in the eye and says, "You are the man." David breaks. He realizes what he's done. He writes Psalm 51, "Create in me a pure heart, O God, and renew a steadfast spirit within me." This is heavy. Question: what was the name of the soldier David had killed? Uriah. Follow up: did David admit he was wrong, or did he keep lying? He admitted it. He repented. The rest of David's life is hard. Because of his sin, his family falls apart. His own son, Absalom, tries to kill him and take the throne. It's a total mess. Yet, when David dies, the Bible still refers to him as a man after God's own heart. How can a guy who committed adultery and murder be a man after God's heart? This is why David is the most human character. 1. He felt everything. Read the Psalms. 1 minute he's dancing with joy. The next he's depressed and crying. The next he's angry. He didn't hide his emotions from God. 2. He owned his mess. When Saul got caught sinning, he made excuses. When David got caught, he fell on his face and said, "I messed up. Please forgive me." 3. Resilience. He went from shepherd greater than giant slayer greater than fugitive greater than king failure a restored. Last big question. Think about the comparison between Saul and David. Question: what is the main difference between how Saul handled sin and how David handled sin? Saul made excuses. David offered repentance. He owned it. So, what do we learn from David? We learn that you don't have to be perfect to be used by God. You can be the smallest kid in the room. You can be the one everyone overlooks. You can even be someone who has made massive mistakes. God isn't looking for a perfect Instagram profile. He's looking at the heart. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button. Wait, this is a classroom. Just write your notes down. Next time, we're talking about David's son, Solomon, and the guy had 700 wives, so that's gonna be interesting. See ya.